you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj Alter and this is Game On. Every 4 years, top sportspersons from around the world compete on the grandest stage of all, the Olympics. The best athletes who have trained for years and have given it their all just so they can win a medal at the Olympics. It's the pinnacle of sports excellence and we're just a few days away from the Paris Olympics 2024. We here at News 9 will be getting you all the latest stories from the Games, and we begin with your basic guide to Paris Olympics 2024. All that you need to know. The 2024 Paris Olympics are scheduled to begin from 26th of July and they will go on till 11th of August. They're all set to take the world by storm. This will be the first Olympics in Paris in more than 100 years. The first time Paris hosted the Games was in 1900, then again in 1924, joining London as the only other city to host the Games 3 times. The Paris 2024 opening ceremony will take place on 26th of July. Notably, on July 27, 1924 was the closing day of the 1924 Paris Olympics. With 10,672 athletes from 206 nations competing in 329 events across 32 sports, this post-pandemic spectacle promises to be the biggest and most inclusive Olympics yet, making Paris Olympics gender neutral. Now let's tell you about where the opening ceremony is. This is interesting. The opening ceremony is scheduled to kick off on Friday, July 26th at 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. For the first time, the ceremony isn't taking place at an Olympic stadium. The athletes will be carried on boats in a flotilla on the River Seine instead. Over 300,000 spectators will enjoy the event at bleachers and outdoor seating systems stationed along the river banks. The procession will end at Jardin du Trousseau, where the final elements of the opening ceremony will take place. Now, what sports are new for Paris 2024? The only new sport for this Olympics is breaking or breakdancing. It is a style of dance that originated in the Bronx in New York during the 1970s but has evolved to become a competitive sport. A total of 32 entrants, 16 men and 16 women will compete for the medals in the event that begins in the latter part of the Games on the 9th and the 10th of August. Now, how many Indian athletes are participating? Let's tell you that as well. India will be sending 117 athletes across 16 disciplines to the French capital with the hope that the contingent can better the Tokyo Games tally of 7 medals. India's Olympic campaign will get underway on the 25th with the individual archery rounds, and then their first medal event will begin on Saturday, 27th of July with the 10-meter air rifle event. India's competitive events, let's take a look at that. India will be participating in a total of 16 medal disciplines, which are archery, athletics, badminton, boxing, equestrian, golf, hockey, judo, rowing. There is sailing, shooting, swimming, table tennis, wrestling, and just a lone weightlifter in Mirabai Chanu has qualified for these games. Athletics will make for the biggest group in the contingent with 29 names, 11 women and 18 men in athletics. And shooting, there are 21 shooters who will be participating, and hockey 19. The shooting contingent is the second biggest. It consists of 11 women and 10 men, while table tennis will have 4 players each in both categories. So in individuals, after hockey, table tennis is that one sport where 8 members have been sent. Now, is Russia banned from competing in the Olympics? Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the IOC initially recommended a ban for Russia and its ally Belarus, but since then has allowed them to compete as neutrals. Each qualified athlete is undergoing a vetting process by a 3-member panel appointed by the IOC to ensure they meet the eligibility criteria. Russian and Belarusian athletes cannot take part in team events but are allowed to play as neutrals, which means without flags or national anthems. They will also not be taking part in the opening parade. Russia has denounced these restrictions as discriminatory. Now, one of the most exciting things about participating in the Olympics for the athletes is the stay at the Olympic Village. From hanging out with the best athletes from all around the world to exploring the local cuisine, the Olympic Village is where the best memories are made off the field. So what's the village like for the upcoming Paris Games as it is about to open its doors for the arrival of participating athletes? Take a look.
An outdoor club, a large gymnasium, and a doping control centre. Here's a sneak peek of the Olympic and Paralympic Village for Paris 2024. As international athletes will soon arrive, organisers are putting the finishing touches to the residential village for the upcoming Games. Here's Laurent Michaud, Director of Olympic and Paralympic Villages.
So during the Olympic Games, we're going to have 14,250 residents. So it's more than 9,000 athletes that are staying in a village.
Michaud says the site has been designed to use existing infrastructure as much as possible.
The main dining hall is in a former electric factory. We will put 3,200 seating in there and serve 40,000 meals. And this place is magnificent, and we're pretty sure that it's going to be one of the iconic places in the village.
The village is fitted with various facilities, like this club where athletes can relax together. Inside the mattress fitting centre, athletes can choose the firmness of their mattress.
This is a soft, moderate, firm, and extra firm.
The Olympic Games will start on July 26th and last until August 11th, and the Paralympics will run from August 28th to September 8th.
After months of anticipation, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo took a dip in the Seine River on Wednesday, fulfilling a promise she made months ago to show the river's clean enough to host open swimming competitions during the Olympics. And the opening ceremony on the river 9 days away. Clad in a wetsuit, Hidalgo plunged into the river near the imposing-looking City Hall, her office, and the Notre Dame Cathedral. Paris 2024 chief Tony Estanguet and the top government official for the Paris region joined her. It's part of a broader effort to showcase the river's improved cleanliness ahead of the Summer Games, which will kick off in on July 26th with a lavish opening ceremony that includes an athletes parade on boats on the Seine. Daily water quality tests in early June indicated unsafe levels of E. coli bacteria, followed by recent improvements. Since 2015, organizers have invested heavily, which is $1.5 billion, to prepare the Seine for the Olympics and to ensure Parisians have a cleaner river in the years after the Games. The plan included constructing a giant underground water storage basin in central Paris, renovating sewer infrastructure and upgrading wastewater treatment plants. Despite being a recurring promise among politicians, swimming in the Seine has been banned for over a century. Jacques Chirac, the former French president, made a similar pledge in 1988 when he was the Paris mayor, but it was never realized. Concerns over the Seine's flow and pollution levels have persisted, prompting daily water quality tests by the monitoring group Eau de Paris. Results in early June indicated unsafe levels of E. coli, followed by recent improvements. And of course, Seine will host several open water swimming events during the Games, including marathon swimming and the swimming legs of the Olympic and Paralympic triathlons. Now, visitors in Paris for the Olympic Games can get a free riverboat tour of the host city along the Seine River to take in all the sights and style as the world turns its eyes on Paris for the Olympics. If a free boat tour through the heart of Paris wasn't enticing enough, the tour also includes a bottle of French champagne so riders can toast each other in style as they take in the splendor of the French capital. The Uber cruise down the Seine is one of the latest offerings from Uber Technologies as the ride-sharing company introduces water transport offerings in European countries. The cruises started running on 12th of July and initial offerings through 18th of July are completely booked. However, Uber's announced plans to bring the cruises back from 28th of July to 3rd of August during the first full week of Olympic competition. Those cruises are not yet on offer, but they will be open to the public starting July 22nd. Dates beyond August 3rd are also under consideration but have not been confirmed yet.
We know that millions of tourists are coming to Paris this summer for many reasons, one of them being the Olympics, these big Olympic Games. And so with all of these tourists in the city, we want to delight them with fun experiences with Uber. This is one of the few things we are doing for residents and tourists alike. And so far, all of those slots for July 12th through July 18th have completely sold out. We'll be offering this Uber cruise again from July 28th through August 3rd. Those bookings have not opened yet, but they will open the week of July 22nd. Rides or cruises leave every 20 minutes from the heart of Paris. And once you complete your reservation, you'll get an email confirming, and it'll give you steps on where to arrive for your trip.
And Paris 2024 organizers have unveiled a display of the Olympic rings on the Eiffel Tower with 50 days to go until the Summer Olympics in the French, or rather 9 days to go until the Summer Olympics in the French capital. The 29 by 13 meter construction made of recycled steel was installed tonight on the south side of Paris's iconic monument by the workers using 4 cranes. The Eiffel Tower will be the center stage at the Olympics, with the beach volleyball competitions held at the feet of the Iron Lady. And the opening ceremony, as we've said, happening on the River Seine, which passes at the tower's feet. Pieces of steel taken from the Eiffel Tower have also been used to be part of the Paris 2024 medals. So these are last touches being made to the city to make sure that it's all decked up for the big sporting extravaganza. On to football. Copa America winner Enzo Fernandez and the Argentina team, they look to be in big trouble. This after he shared a video on his Instagram account following Argentina's 1-0 final win over Colombia on Sunday. In the video, hear this first. In the video, the 23-year-old and his teammates are seen singing racist and discriminatory chants. Some of the derogatory verses in the song were, they play for France, but their parents are from Angola. Their mother is from Cameroon, while their father is from Nigeria, but their passport says French. The song also had derogatory references about France and Real Madrid forward Kylian Mbappe's connection with transgender model Ines Rao. Shortly after, the Chelsea player filmed the footage on his phone via Instagram Live. On the team bus, he ended the feed as many took to social media to criticize his actions. Fernandez has now issued an apology for those racist chants he and his teammates used for the France football team players. He said on Instagram, and I quote, "I want to sincerely apologize for a video posted on my Instagram channel during the national team celebrations. The song included highly offensive language, and there's absolutely no excuse for these words. I stand against discrimination in all forms and apologize for getting caught up in the euphoria of our celebrations. That video, that moment, those words do not reflect my beliefs or my character. I'm truly sorry. But the damage has been done. The remarks have irked the French contingent with Chelsea. The team comprises several French black players, including Christopher Nkunku, Malo Gusto, Axel Disasi, and Benoit Badiashile. Talking to X, Wesley Fofana, he captioned Fernandez's video saying, "Football in 2024, uninhibited racism." Barcelona and France defender Jules Koundé, he labeled the video lamentable on social media. The French Football Federation said the video included an alleged racist and discriminatory chant and that it would file a complaint to global soccer's governing body, FIFA. This is what the French Football Federation said. The FFF said, faced with the seriousness of these shocking remarks, contrary to the values of sport and human rights, the president of the FFF decided to directly appeal to his Argentinian counterpart and FIFA to file a legal complaint for racially offensive and discriminatory remarks. French striker Kylian Mbappe and other players of African descent on the national team received racist abuse after they lost to Argentina in the 2022 World Cup final, prompting a senior French cabinet member to call for a FIFA investigation. So despite Enzo Fernandez apologizing, his Chelsea teammates are upset. French Football Federation have already said this in the statement. And the kind of racism that we've seen in football, I think this is just the, this is the beginning. I feel like a big step will be taken and should be taken against him and the Argentinian team. Now, we move on. This arrival was long awaited. Kylian Mbappe is dreamt of playing for Real Madrid as a little boy. He even visited the club and came close to joining it in 2017 and 2022. But after years of failed bids and near misses, he's actually arrived at the club of his dreams. He was given a warm welcome by the fans as the French footballer was unveiled at Real Madrid.
Greeted by cheering crowds, soccer star Kylian Mbappe was unveiled at Real Madrid on Tuesday. France's forward was presented at the Bernabeu Stadium, where thousands of fans gathered to welcome him, many wearing replica shirts bearing his name. Real Madrid announced in June that Mbappe was joining the Spanish La Liga club on a 5-year contract, ending a transfer saga that had rumbled on for several seasons.
Me siento como un privilegio.
I feel privileged to be able to say that I am a Real Madrid player. It was my dream as a child. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Desde muchísimo tiempo y
And now it's reality. I'm a Real Madrid player and it's a dream. Dreams can't be paid with money.
un sueño no se paga.
The 2018 World Cup winner signed from Paris Saint-Germain after 7 years at the French club. In that time, he won 6 Ligue 1 titles, 4 French Cups, and became the club's record goalscorer with 256 goals. But the 25-year-old failed to win Europe's most prestigious tournament, the Champions League. Now at Real Madrid, he will be led by Carlo Ancelotti, the most successful coach in the competition's history, with 5 titles to his name. And he will join a side boasting stars like Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, while sporting the number 9 jersey.
And Real Madrid's number 10, Luka Modric, has also signed an extension of another year with the club. Okay, Lamine Yamal's goal in Spain's 2-1 win over France in the UEFA Euro 2024 semi-finals been voted the goal of the tournament. The goal's 21st minute equalizer, in fact, that had made Yamal the youngest ever Euro scorer at the age of just 16 years and 362 days. Jude Bellingham comes in second spot thanks to his added time overhead kick for England against Slovakia in the pre-quarterfinals. And Shaqiri is in the third position for his first-time curler for Switzerland against Scotland on the second day of the tournament. UEFA's technical observers who attended all the matches during the tournament in Germany have analysed proceedings from a coaching perspective and selected the player of the match, player of each game. Yes, at the end of the finals, they came together to decide the team, player, young player and goals of the tournament. So another celebration of this young genius in Lamine Yamal. Former Open champion Tiger Woods says he still feels he can win tournaments and hit back at Colin Montgomery, who earlier this week questioned why he's still turning out at the majors. Montgomery recently said in an interview, "I hope people remember Tiger as Tiger was, the passion and the charismatic aura around him. There is none of that now. At Pinehurst, he did not seem to enjoy a single shot, and you think, what the hell is he doing? He's coming to Troon and he won't enjoy it there either." But speaking to the media at Troon in Scotland on Tuesday ahead of this year's Open, Woods made a pointed remark about Montgomery's failure to land a major during his career. Woods, a 15 major winner, also revealed his reasons for turning down the American Ryder Cup captaincy and said he feels in better shape than he's done in some time going into the Open, which begins on Thursday.
How much are you looking forward to this test at Royal Troon?
Well, I'll play as long as I can play, and I feel like I can still win the event.
And has that belief wavered at all in the last 2 years that you can still win?
Do you feel that's a bit hurtful and you've earned the right to you make the decision when you decide?
Well, as a past champion, I'm exempt till I'm 60. Colin's not. He's not a past champion, so he's not exempt. So he doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do.
That's, I mean, you've earned that. You've deserved it.
So when I get to be at his age, I can still make that decision. Well, he doesn't. I've been training a lot better. We've been busting it pretty hard in the gym, which has been good. Body's been feeling better to be able to do such things, and it translates. I'm able to hit the ball better. Can't quite stay out there during the practice sessions as long as I'd like, but I'm able to do some things that I haven't done all year, which is nice.
Well, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Game On. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
When we talk about India, unfortunately, the country has the highest burden of road crash fatalities.
तो लगभग 76% लोग pedestrians और two-wheeler वाले हैं जिनकी डेथ हुई है.
While the highways are getting better in India, the local roads, the city roads, the town roads, these need to be improved.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
Who am I?
Nobody can crack that mystery.
There is a certain expectation of me.
That's the only contradiction.
Life itself is stranger than fiction.
I was a perfectly normal person born in an abnormal world.
I really didn't understand why is it different.
Just imagine a child who is bullied every day.
Boys school में कुछ लड़का लोग मेरे साथ sexual abuse किए.
मुझे तेरे बारे में सब पता है और मैं तेरा रेप कर दूँगा.
You also start to stigmatize.
अरे ये तो time pass है.
Sex doesn't come in the picture. Sex comes very late.
Then there are man-made narratives.
Why do you walk like that? Why do you sway so much? So you can understand the trauma of a person who's trapped in a wrong body.
But nothing can bind life.
We have to reclaim the lost position. We fought for more than 10 years.
Today I'm the mother of the industry.
I'm a first transgender member judge.
You can't walk in everybody's shoes.
This is what I'm comfortable with. We just are what we are.
You become the light yourself.
That is the change that I was looking for.
When I recognize myself is a small story, but it's an interesting one.
Union Budget 2024 is all set to be unveiled on 23rd of July. This is the first budget of the Modi-led government since it was re-elected for a record third term earlier this year. The expectation, of course, of the salaried class are high. Here's what could change in the Union Budget 2024. Tax relief for individuals. The government might streamline tax slabs and reduce rates to provide relief to individual taxpayers. Currently, tax rates under the new regime range from 5 to 30% depending on the income levels. There are reports that the government may raise the income threshold for tax liability from 3 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. This means that any income below 5 lakh rupees per annum will be tax-free. Now, these changes aim to increase disposable income, especially for lower income groups. Revision in the new tax regime. Well, introduced in 2020 in the Union Budget, the new tax regime offers lower slabs but without traditional deductions. However, its adoption has been limited. Reports now suggest that the upcoming budget may introduce additional deductions under the new regime to broaden its appeal. The government might also increase standard deduction threshold for taxpayers, potentially raising it to 1 lakh rupees per annum from the current 50,000 rupees. Remember, Section 80C benefits are not applicable under the new tax regime. There are also indications that this benefit may be extended to encourage more taxpayers to opt for the new tax regime. And finally, enhancing of the Section 80C. A crucial proposal includes a potential increase in the Section 80C deduction ceiling from 1,50,000 rupees to 2 lakh rupees in the old tax regime. Now, Section 80C of the Income Tax Act 1961 covers deductions for various savings and investments such as LIC, PPF, RPF contributions, with the current annual limit set at 1,50,000 rupees. Given that 80C limit has not really changed in a decade, despite rising living cost, an increase would help the salaried class save for the future. The government is said to be exploring ways to pump up consumption among the middle class, and an expectation of lowered personal income tax rate may not be far-fetched.
$20,000 people dead and counting. What's happening in the United States of America is unprecedented. You will have to pay for this.
This is News 9 Live, India's only digital exclusive live stream. For the early adopters, bringing you the news 24/7. For the smart audiences on the smartest TVs. News 9 Live. Stream now on your smart TVs.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है मनी 9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
Welcome to News 9 Live, and you are watching On Point with me. On Tuesday, armed miscreants attacked the residence of Khoiram Loya Lapka of a daily Manipuri vernacular. The unknown assailants came in a vehicle and fired gunshots at his residence. The armed miscreants fired approximately 6 shots at the residence. Loya Lapka was not at home at the time of the attack. Upon receiving the report, a team from the